This is Craig and Celeste here with Sulcata Grove, and today we're going to be taste testing some Sapodillas. If you're not familiar with Sapodilla, it is in the Sapodilla family. It is related to the mamey and a few other things that you may or may not have heard of. Sapote really in and of itself it's not a grouping of plants. It's simply comes from the old Aztec word that simply means a soft, sweet fruit. So right now we have two different varieties here. This larger one is the Tikal, and the smaller one is the Silas Woods, and so we're just going to taste the both and let you know what we think. You can actually eat the skin on a Sapodilla. It's a little bit fuzzy, kind of like eating a peach skin a little bit. I usually cut it off, but you don't really have to. Going to be a little bit careful of the seeds. The seeds are large and they come out really easily, but they have a big spike kind of here on the back, which if you swallowed it would probably really get caught in your throat badly and ruin your day. So just be a little careful. You're not likely to swallow a seed because they are big and they do come out well. So I'm just going to peel this off, and this again is the Tikal. It is a larger fruit than many Sapodillas. There you go.
Thanks. Most of these only have one seed in them this year.
Oh. Usually, most of the ones I run into end up having, say, about 3 seeds, but a lot of that depends on the variety as well. Most people compare the flavor of Sapodilla to, it's kind of like a pear that's been cooked in brown sugar. And I'd say that's pretty accurate for this one. This is a little less sweet than some varieties that I've had. It does have a very distinctive brown sugary flavor to it. The texture is much like a cooked pear. It even has some of those little sclerite cells, the little crunchy kind of cells that pears sometimes have. Different varieties of these will have different, they refer to it as grittiness, but I'm not really gritty.
It almost feels like grains of sugar.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so it's similar to how a pear is. Alright, so that's the Tikal. This is Silas Woods. Now I'll go ahead and tell you Silas Woods is my favorite. So I'm going to be a little...
But you never had it side by side with another
I've never had it side by side, that is true. Not with Tikal. I think I have had it side by side with Alano. Alano is another variety that we grow that there didn't have any ripe right now. But Alano tends to be very, very sweet. Almost too sweet to eat, and that's really good in, all of these are really good in ice creams and milkshakes.
Wow, it's a totally different flavor.
Yeah. Much smoother. It has less of the grittiness.
You know what it tastes like? Pumpkin. It's got more of a pumpkin taste than the Tikal. You don't taste the hint of pumpkin?
Yeah. I've got half a minute. Piece of each one now side by side. Alright. The Tikal is a little bit sweeter, and it's more brown sugar pear, whereas the Silas Woods, yeah, it's a little more. I could call that pumpkin-y, especially with the skin. Hey, Alpha. You probably wouldn't really like this much. But
I like them both, but they're so different.
Yeah. And Celeste has found that with a little sprinkle of cinnamon on them, they're even better.
I think I like the Tikal better. If I had to pick, I like sweet things.
It is sweeter, for sure.
And the Silas Woods is a little more savory for a fruit.
Yeah. Different. It's a different. That tastes, the more I eat it, the more pumpkiny, and maybe you planted that in my head, the more pumpkiny that's tasting. But yeah, they're both good, and again, with they're in milkshakes and ice creams and stuff, they're tremendous.
Do you feel like the Silas Woods has more concentrated flavor? Like when I eat the Tikal, it's almost a little waterier. It's sweeter,
no,
but more watery.
I would say just the opposite.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, to me the Silas Wood tastes a little more dilute.
Washed out, yeah.
And I've had ones that's not the best I've had.
Yeah.
But the best one, it's hard to say, the best one you have is when you're walking in the yard and it's ripe on the tree. Usually you pick these and let them sit on the counter a few days to ripen. Every once in a while you just run into one in the yard. That's the best because you weren't expecting it, and you're eating it out in the yard, and it's just, those are all the best. That's the best of every fruit, is one you didn't expect to be there, and it turns out to be really good.
They're both really good though.
Yeah. The Alano's the other one. The Alano is flavored much more like the Tikal than the Silas Woods.
But even sweeter, if I remember right. We haven't had any ripe this year.
The Alanos to me are almost too sweet to eat out of hand, and I have a sweet tooth, but it's so rich. It's hard to just eat out of hand, which is what I like about the Silas Wood. But the Alano produces amazing.
Yeah.